In this video, I'm going to show you a Chrome extension that allows you to create screencasts, and the name of this extension is called Screencastify. To install Screencastify, you just go to the Chrome Web Store and type in Screencastify. It's an extension, so if you want to click that, it will easily pop up for you, and you can add to Chrome. I've already added mine here, so I know this because the icon, which is kind of like a little film strip here, is up in my toolbar already. So if I want to actually record my screen to create a screencast, I just click on the icon here. And this is going to give me some options to record my desktop. You can also use Screencastify to make webcam recordings by just clicking here on cam. If you have a webcam on your laptop or your desktop, you can record yourself as well. But we're going to stick to recording the desktop. You have to make sure that you have a microphone installed either on your device, or you can externally add a microphone if you need it. The system audio is on here, and here are some options for video. If I click here, I can also change the countdown, which is the warning that they give you before recording. So if you need longer than 3-second warning, you can change it right here. So I'm going to actually make mine 5 seconds. All right, once I'm done with that, I'm just going to click off here. You can also click the option here to show a preview window as you're recording. And this can be tricky and very distracting while you're recording, but it can also be helpful as you're kind of navigating through your screencast. And we will be using Screencastify Lite. You can upgrade to actually purchase Screencastify, and it gives you a few more options than the Lite version does. So editing privileges, kind of like Camtasia does. So I'm going to click here to record my desktop. It's going to ask me to share my screen, and I'm going to click share because that's what's going to allow me to create my screencast and navigate through what I want to record on my screen. So I'm going to click share there, and then it's going to give me my countdown from 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now I'm going to start recording my screencast, and I can basically navigate anywhere I want to go. So I could, if I wanted to demonstrate for my students how to do a basic Google search, I could just open up a new tab while I'm recording, and it will pull up Google, and I can demonstrate while I'm recording my screen how to actually do a Google search. So click on my search bar, type in pumpkins, and basically while I'm showing my students how to do a Google search, it is recording my screen. And I know it's recording because my icon has this red dot on it. So it's telling me my desktop is being recorded now. I pressed this little, this icon because I wanted to end my recording. So I'm going to do that. And I can also, with the option here, I can pause my recording if I need to take a break and go back to it. So I'm going to end my recording. And what's going to happen is another tab will pop up, and that will be Screencastify opening and giving me some more options about what I want to do with my recording. So once this tab opens up, it is going to display my recorded screencast that I just made. And it's going to call it Untitled, and I can just click up here and rename it. So I've just named that Screencastify Screencast. I can play my screencast by clicking this arrow here, so I can watch it through if I want. To demonstrate for my students how to do a basic Google search, I could just open up a new tab while I'm recording, and it will pull up Google. So that will allow me to view my screencast. So when I'm in Screencastify, I have a few options available to me. To view all of the recordings I've made in Screencastify, I can click here. I have the option to click here to save it to a disk. So I'll show you that. If you upgrade to the paid version, they allow you to use GIF format to export those. Then you're able to share your screencast, which I'm going to go back to in a moment. You have the ability to crop and trim your screencast if you'd like, or delete it. So we're going to go back to share right here. And this is the universal share icon. And we have a few options here. We can share on Google Drive. We can share to YouTube. And then if you do choose to share to YouTube, you can select your channel, or you can get a link. So we're going to share on Google Drive, and that's going to allow me to get a shareable link. And then here, what you want to do is take a look at your privacy settings. Right now my video is public. If I want it to be unlisted, I can click here. So people who have the link to the video can view it, which I'm going to click in a moment. And then you can make it private, so only you can view the video. So I'm going to click unlisted, and then I'm going to click get link. And here is the link to my video. So I am going to copy link. And now I can paste that link into my slideshow for the course. Now, one way that your students could use Screencastify or any screencast software is to add narration to a presentation. So your student could have their book report or their presentation, their project in Google Slides or in any format, any web format. And you could just, if you're in Google Slides, go to presentation mode and then have the student read the presentation while recording his or her screen. So essentially what will happen is you will have this lovely film created by your student of his or her presentation, but instead of just the student standing in front of the class and presenting it, they'll be creating this video that can be saved and shared with their peers, parents, anyone. So once again, the key to this is in the sharing, and sharing with the link I think is the most frequently used and easiest option. So that's what I would recommend for students. And just to keep in mind, this is a light version of Screencastify, so you're not going to have any editing privileges, and there will be a little sign in the right hand corner that says Screencastify Lite, which for your students' use is fine, even for your use. I prefer to use Camtasia for longer recordings, and that's what I use for these video tutorials, and I spent about $100 on it, and it was worth every penny. And with Camtasia I have the ability to edit. With this you will not. You can make short recordings, students can record their voice. It helps to have a script beforehand, so you don't have to keep re-recording, but the more of these that you make, the easier they get. The one last thing I'd like to reiterate is just to find your recordings, you just click on the little film strip and click the 3 lines here. And once you're there, if you go to your recordings, you'll be able to see a chronological history of all the recordings that you've made. And this is kind of a neat thing for students to have as well. They can kind of have a history of anything that they've recorded over the years. You can delete, you can share, you can watch them over again. So hopefully this video has sparked some ideas for you to use Screencastify not only yourself but with your students. It's a great little tool to record student work and have students utilize it with projects and presentations.